You wake up at 7 a.m. feeling completely drained. Your alarm screams and your body refuses to move. Your stomach looks bloated even though you haven't eaten. Your face is puffy and your eyes are swollen. You haven't touched food yet and haven't moved yet. By every logical measure, your body should be burning fat. But something invisible is already working hard against you now. You are about to make the most important decision. This single decision controls your body for the entire day. Most people make this decision wrong every single morning unknowingly. And the worst part is they never even realize it. You could eat perfectly clean for every meal today. Organic chicken, steamed vegetables, filtered water, zero processed sugar. You could hit the gym hard at 6 p.m. You could run, lift, sweat, and push through the pain, and your body will still refuse to burn the fat. Not because you're lazy and not because you lack discipline, because of what you did in the first 45 minutes. There's a biological window that opens every single morning. Most people slam it shut before they even get up. This is not about your diet or your workout program. This is not about your genetics or your metabolism speed. This is about one hormone that controls everything in morning. That hormone is cortisol, and it runs your entire body. Specifically, it's about something called the cortisol awakening response. This is a biological event that happens every single morning. It is the most important metabolic moment of your day, and most people completely destroy it within the first minutes. Here is the truth that nobody in the fitness industry tells. Your belly fat is not listening to your willpower at all. It is listening to your cortisol levels every single moment, and right now you are telling it to stay forever. You think you're fighting fat, but you are feeding it. You think discipline is the answer, but biology is the answer. Today, I will give you a 5-step morning protocol. This sequence reprograms your cortisol and unlocks your fat stores. It does not require motivation and does not require suffering. It does not require expensive supplements or complicated workout routines. It only requires understanding how your body actually works inside. When you understand the mechanism, willpower becomes completely irrelevant anyway. Let me show you exactly why belly fat refuses to leave. Inside your body, there's an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase. Scientists call it LPL, and it is your fat switch. This enzyme takes energy from your blood and stores it. It decides whether energy feeds your muscles or your fat cells. Think of LPL like a bouncer standing outside a nightclub. It decides who gets in and who gets locked out. When cortisol is high, LPL sends everything straight to storage. Your belly has 4 times more cortisol receptors than normal. Cortisol loves visceral fat more than any other fat type. Visceral fat is the dangerous fat wrapped around your organs. It is the fat you see pushing your belly forward. It is the fat that increases your risk of disease, and it has 4 times more cortisol receptors than regular fat. This means cortisol targets your belly fat first every morning. When cortisol is dysregulated, your belly becomes a storage bunker. Everything you eat gets locked inside that bunker immediately. Every calorie you consume goes straight into visceral storage mode. No workout can override this decision once it has been made. Your body has already chosen storage over burning by morning. In the morning, your body is in metabolic vulnerability state. You have gone 8 hours without drinking a single drop of water. Your blood is thicker and harder for your heart to pump. Your adrenal glands are running on almost completely empty now. Your nervous system is scanning the environment and asking one question: is the world safe right now, or is it dangerous?
If you send the wrong signal, the answer is danger. Your body locks down immediately and stores absolutely everything it can. Your LPL enzyme activates, and your fat bunker seals shut. For the next 16 hours, your body is in full storage. You could run 10 miles, and your body will not care. The decision to store fat has already been locked in. But what if you sent a completely different signal instead? What if you convinced your body that burning fat was safe? What if your body received the message that resources are available? That is exactly what this 5-step morning protocol accomplishes every day. You stop screaming at your body and start speaking its language. You stop forcing and start flowing with your biology instead. The fat loss becomes a consequence, not a constant battle anymore. Now let us go through each signal one by one carefully. Signal number 1 is what I call the hydration reset. Here is what 99% of people do first thing. They roll over and immediately reach for their phone or coffee. Both of these are catastrophic mistakes in the first morning minutes. When you wake up, you are not slightly dehydrated, but severely. During the night, you lose approximately 1 full liter of water. You lose it simply by breathing throughout those 8 sleeping hours. Your blood thickens and your heart works harder to pump it. This physical strain raises your cortisol before you ever get up. Your body is already stressed before the day is even started. But the problem goes even deeper than simple dehydration alone. Your adrenal glands do not run on motivation or positive thinking. They run on minerals, specifically sodium and potassium, to function properly. When mineral levels drop, your body releases more cortisol to compensate. This creates a cascading stress signal that compounds throughout the morning. Most people immediately reach for coffee, which makes everything dramatically worse. Coffee is a diuretic, meaning it pulls more water from your body. You wake up already dehydrated and then dehydrate yourself even further. You are literally amplifying your cortisol spike with your first decision. The fix is counterintuitive, and most people never consider it possible. The fix is salt and water before anything else every morning. Here is the exact protocol you need to follow immediately. Before your feet even touch the floor, drink this drink. Take a large glass of room temperature water, not cold. Cold water shocks your system and creates an unnecessary stress response. Add a generous pinch of high-quality sea salt to it. Pink Himalayan salt or Celtic sea salt both work perfectly well. Squeeze half a fresh lemon into the glass for potassium. This combination is what I call the adrenal cocktail every morning. It is the single most powerful thing you can do first. When your body detects sodium, it sends a signal to your adrenal glands. The signal says resources are available and everything is going to be fine. Your aldosterone drops and your adrenaline drops and your cortisol drops. Within minutes of drinking this, your cortisol begins measurably declining already. You are not forcing your body to relax, you are allowing it. You are giving your body permission to come out of emergency mode. That is the entire philosophy behind this protocol in one sentence. You stop fighting your physiology and start cooperating with it instead. Hydration plus minerals equals safety, and safety equals fat-burning permission. That is signal number 1, and it takes less than 60 seconds. Signal number 2 is what I call the light protocol. Your metabolism is not random, and it is not purely genetic. It is governed by a master clock deep inside your brain. Scientists call it the suprachiasmatic nucleus, and it controls everything hormonal. This tiny cluster of brain cells decides when you have energy. It decides when cortisol rises and when it falls each day.
It decides when you feel alert and when you feel exhausted. If this clock is out of sync, your hormones are chaotic. Your cortisol stays elevated all day when it should be dropping. You feel wired and exhausted simultaneously, which is the worst combination. You crave sugar constantly because your blood sugar never stabilizes properly. You accumulate visceral fat because your body stays in emergency mode. No diet and no workout program can fix a broken clock. The only thing that resets this clock is one specific thing. That thing is natural morning sunlight hitting your eyes directly and fully. Here's what most people do instead and why it destroys them. They wake up and immediately flip on their overhead LED lights, or they open their phone and stare directly into the bright screen. Both of these emit artificial blue light at around 500 lux. This is biologically confusing and sends your brain completely mixed signals. Your brain cannot tell if it is morning or late evening. It does not release the sharp, healthy cortisol spike you need. Instead, you get a sluggish, confused, anxious, dragging feeling all morning. You feel like you never fully woke up, no matter what. The fix takes only 5 to 10 minutes and costs nothing. Get outside within 30 minutes of waking up every single day. You do not need to exercise and you do not need to run. Simply walk outside and expose your eyes to direct natural sunlight. Remove your sunglasses because the photons need to reach your retina directly. Even on a cloudy day, the sun delivers over 10,000 lux. That is 20 times stronger than any indoor artificial lighting source. The photons travel from your retina directly to your hypothalamus immediately. Your hypothalamus is the master control center for all your hormones. 3 things happen simultaneously the moment those photons hit your brain. First, you get a sharp, healthy cortisol spike followed by a steep decline. This is the cortisol pattern you want because it creates real energy. Second, your circadian clock resets and your body knows it is morning. Third, your brain begins producing serotonin, which later converts to melatonin. By getting sunlight at 7 a.m., you are programming sleep at 10 p.m. Light equals orientation, and orientation equals safety, and safety equals fat burning. Signal number 3 is the caffeine delay, and it will challenge you. This is the signal that creates the most resistance in most people. You must wait 90 minutes after waking before drinking any caffeine. Not 60 minutes and not 45 minutes, but exactly 90 minutes. I know you love coffee and I know you think you need it. I know your morning feels incomplete without that first hot cup, but this single change will do more for your belly than dieting. Here's the science behind why the timing matters so dramatically. During sleep, your brains accumulate a specific metabolic waste product called adenosine. Adenosine is the molecule that creates the feeling of sleepiness and fatigue. While you sleep, your brain's glymphatic system actively flushes adenosine out. But when you first wake up, residual adenosine is still circulating everywhere. Your body is not fully awake yet and is still partially transitioning. When you drink coffee immediately, caffeine blocks your adenosine receptors artificially. You feel alert, but the adenosine has not actually disappeared from your system. It accumulates behind an invisible dam, waiting for the caffeine to wear off. Around 2 p.m., the caffeine clears and the dam suddenly breaks wide open. Your adenosine floods your system all at once and your energy crashes catastrophically. Your brain panics and releases cortisol to compensate for the energy crash. This is the afternoon cortisol spike that locks belly fat in place. And what do you do when you crash at 2 p.m.? You reach for sugar or another coffee to pull yourself back up.
Your blood sugar spikes, your insulin spikes, and your belly fat grows. All of this happened because you drank coffee at 7 a.m. By simply waiting 90 minutes, you completely break this destructive daily cycle. You allow adenosine to clear naturally on its own without caffeine interference. You allow the cortisol awakening response to complete its full natural cycle. Your body finishes waking up properly and establishes a stable hormonal baseline. When you finally drink coffee at 8:30, it enhances what already exists. You get clean, sustained energy with no crash and no afternoon spike. No sugar cravings, no energy collapse, no belly fat storage signal sent. This is signal number 3, and patience here equals metabolic stability. Signal number 4 is what I call the movement meditation optics low. Every fitness influencer will tell you to do HIIT in the morning. Do burpees, do sprints, do intense cardio to spike your metabolism fast. This is genuinely terrible advice if you are carrying significant visceral fat. High-intensity exercise creates a hypoxia signal, which means a lack of oxygen. Your body interprets this oxygen shortage as a genuine emergency and danger. It releases cortisol to manage the perceived threat of intense physical stress. You are literally sending your belly fat a signal that says, "Stay forever." The solution is not to rest, and it is not to sprint. The solution is a slow, deliberate forward walk for 15 minutes. But here is the mechanism that makes the walk actually work biologically. It is not about the calories you burn during that walk at all. It is about something that neuroscientists call optic flow and its effects. When you walk forward, images and scenery continuously pass by both your eyes. This visual information travels directly to your amygdala, which is your fear center. Neuroscience research shows that optic flow actively quiets the amygdala immediately. When the amygdala quiets, your anxiety drops and your cortisol drops with it. Evolutionarily, walking forward meant you had agency, meaning you were safe and moving. Your ancient brain receives this primal signal and drops its defensive guard. A 10 to 15-minute morning walk outside accomplishes two things simultaneously. It combines the morning light signal with the optic flow movement signal. Your body receives a double message of safety from two different biological pathways. We are active, we are in control, we are moving forward, we are safe. This is the precise metabolic state where your body taps into visceral fat stores. Your LPL enzyme quiets and your belly fat becomes genuinely accessible for burning. You do not need to suffer or push through pain to achieve this. You simply need to walk forward outside in the morning for 15 minutes. That is signal number 4, and forward motion equals biological permission to burn. Signal number 5 is called the dopamine trap, and it is critical. This final signal is the one most people fail completely every single day. You absolutely cannot check your phone for the first 30 minutes after waking. Not one notification, not one email, not one quick scroll through anything. Here is exactly what happens when you open social media after waking. Your brain is in its most neurologically raw and vulnerable state possible. The dopamine system is fresh and highly sensitive to incoming stimulation and threat. When you open social media, you flood that vulnerable brain with dopamine simultaneously. You are reacting to other people's emergencies, drama, bad news, and artificial demands. Your sympathetic nervous system activates within seconds and fight or flight begins. Before you have even stood up, your body thinks the world is ending. You are telling your nervous system that danger exists and lockdown is necessary. Your cortisol spikes and your belly fat bunker seals itself completely shut.
And you have not even eaten breakfast or left your bed yet. By simply delaying your phone, you protect your most important metabolic window. You allow your parasympathetic nervous system to establish its baseline of calm first. This is your rest and digest system, and it controls fat-burning access. A brain that starts the day in reaction mode stays reactive all day. Cortisol stays elevated all day, and your belly stays completely locked all day. A brain that starts the day proactively stays proactive and calm all day. Cortisol drops naturally, and your belly fat becomes fully accessible for burning. This is not about being spiritual or practicing some abstract concept of mindfulness. This is raw metabolic science, and the stakes are your long-term health. Protected attention in the morning equals complete metabolic freedom for the entire day. That is signal number 5, and it is the easiest one to implement. Now, let me give you the complete protocol executed in the exact order. The moment your alarm goes off, do not touch your phone at all. Before your feet touch the floor, drink your full adrenal cocktail immediately. Water, sea salt, fresh lemon juice, all mixed together in one glass. Then get outside within 30 minutes and find direct natural morning sunlight. Expose your eyes without sunglasses for 5 to 10 solid minutes outside. Then begin your 15-minute slow forward walk in that same sunlight. Let your eyes flow forward and let the optic flow do its work. Return inside after your walk and still do not touch your phone yet. Read something, Journal your thoughts, meditate quietly, or simply breathe deeply and slowly. At 90 minutes after waking, you can finally enjoy your first cup of coffee. Now your adenosine has cleared and your cortisol curve has already peaked naturally. The coffee enhances your existing energy instead of creating artificial stimulation from nothing. That is the entire protocol, and it takes less than 2 hours total. But the results compound every single day that you follow it consistently. Your cortisol drops instead of spiraling into a chaotic morning stress cycle. Your body stops screaming for stored energy and starts accessing your fat reserves. Your LPL enzyme stays quiet, and your belly fat becomes a fuel source. You do not get an afternoon crash because you never triggered the afternoon spike. By lunchtime, you are not ravenous and you are not craving anything sugary. By 3 p.m., you are still focused and your energy is still stable. By dinner, you have consumed 30 to 40% fewer calories without trying. You did not white-knuckle your way through hunger or fight any cravings. You simply cooperated with your biology, and your biology rewarded you for it. That is the profound beauty of understanding how your body actually works inside. This is not willpower, and this is not discipline, and this is not suffering. This is biology and alignment and working with your body instead of against it. Most people spend years fighting their own physiology and wondering why nothing works. They force themselves awake with bright screens and powerful stimulants every morning. They suppress their natural cortisol curve before it even has a chance to establish. They suppress their adenosine with early caffeine and create the 2 p.m. destruction. Then they blame themselves, their genetics, their age, and their slow metabolism. But the problem was never you, and it was never your willpower. The problem was the signal you were sending your body every single morning. And starting tomorrow morning, you have the power to completely change that signal. This is not a diet, and it is not a supplement stack. This is not a workout program or a 30-day transformation challenge. This is a biological reprogramming of the code your body follows every day. When the code changes, the body changes, and the belly finally changes too.
You are not broken, and your body is not working against you deliberately. Your body has simply been following the wrong instructions at the wrong time. It has been responding perfectly to the signals it was receiving every morning. The problem was the signals, and now you know how to change them. Tomorrow morning, when that alarm goes off, you will know exactly what to do. You will reach for water instead of your phone, and everything will shift. One morning at a time, one signal at a time, one decision at a time. Your body has been waiting for these instructions for a very long time. Give it the right signals, and it will respond faster than you think possible. The fat is not stubborn, and your metabolism is not permanently broken beyond repair. Your body is incredibly intelligent, and it responds to accurate information with precision. Feed it the right information first thing and watch what it does next. This protocol works because it works with biology, not against human nature. It works because it addresses the root cause, not just the surface symptoms. It works because it gives your body what it has always been asking for. And what it has always been asking for is simply a signal of safety. Safety means resources are available and the world is not in danger. Safety means you can stop storing and finally start releasing what you've stored. Safety is the message behind every single one of these 5 morning signals. Hydration says resources are here and we are not in famine mode. Sunlight says time is oriented and our rhythms are properly calibrated today. Delayed caffeine says our adenosine is clear and our energy is genuinely real. Forward walking says we are moving and in control of our environment now. Protected attention says the world is not on fire and we are calm. 5 signals, 5 minutes to understand, 1 morning to begin, a lifetime to benefit. Your body has been waiting for this conversation, and now it finally has it.